Somebody, yeah, that's my Maserati going ham. No salami, that's your chick. If I like it, then I'm straight. Boat garden in a club. Where the bottles at rosé.
Out these new strategies, especially if you think you've got the perfect base to target them with, oftentimes, if you bring something that no one has ever seen before, I mean, how can you prepare for something that you've never seen before? That warden walk approach there got a good bit of value in the bottom compartment, but you just see how many resources you have to commit to that sort of unorthodox attack. Not able to get the 3-star this time, but hats off to Baitu. Maybe we'll see him being able to score it in the 4th match today.
We might be able to, but now for INTZ, Katano's coming in. His previous attack, he got a star, 85% with a P.E.K.K.A smash, and deciding to do the same thing here. Hopefully he can get better than that previous attack versus Top of Japan, but the Queen is under the rage, drops the Hogs, pulls the Archers, and a Dragon. If that balloon dies, it activates the Town Hall upon its death. And he doesn't have anything to help take open the wall because the Queen can't reach over that for the Town Hall. Is he going to try to charge in? He does have 2 jumps, but if he walks around here, these healers actually might be in range and get picked off by the Town Hall.
Rocking out, the Grand Warden is making his debut into this match. He's moving in to support this P.E.K.K.A boulder charge, a super heavy ground-based attack. We do see that Queen ability going off a bit early here as she starts to take some fire from the Town Hall, but she should be able to finish it off for the early 1-star. We are still looking for the second jump split is going to be going in to keep these ground-based troops on target. They can dish out a ton of damage, but they got to get to their targets first. P.E.K.K.A's chopping through lots of defenses, but finally have reached the Eagle Artillery now. They've already taken quite a bit of damage right now, and I'm not sure if they'll be able to make it to that last Inferno Tower in the top compartment.
The balloons come out, still has the haste spell. P.E.K.K.A's take down the Eagle, so at least he won't have to fire and take those Eagle shots anymore. But he doesn't have a jump spell leading into this top side multi. Queen doesn't have ability, and he's just going to be able to try to get more percentage. He did get his 85 on the other attack before. Balloons actually fly in haste spell to take out that multi. Ton of value. The healers are on the Grand Warden. Hopefully they move over to the Queen. She can actually reach everything. We still have 1:16 left in the raid. The only thing the Queen can't grab is that multi-target Inferno. It's going to come down to time here, Woody.
Yeah, I might have called it a bit too soon. I thought that the P.E.K.K.As were going to be the main thrust of this attack going into the top and right side of the base, but it seems that this Queen keeping her topped off. Those healers have done a great job at ensuring that the main highest DPS troop in this raid is going to survive until the very end. That multi-target Inferno Tower, though, yeah, as you noted, is going to be the key roadblock here. If she can kind of reach over maybe one of these walls along the right side of the base, she's got a shot at it, but already you can see it starting to burn her up.
That Wizard's going to help with some DPS. The Queen's going to have to lock onto this Archer Tower quickly. Unfortunately, it might take her now. She stays alive, but the healers are getting targeted by the Queen, but she's going down slowly. And this Grand Warden, unfortunately, unless it can be the saving grace here with 24 seconds, I mean, we have that. Okay, so the cannon is not damaged. But this Grand Warden, oh no, it's going to try to lock onto this multi. It's walking around.
Oh no!
Not going over the wall for that multi. Oh no!
He was ready to help out the Archer instead of trying to go for the multi instead. And as you predicted, Carbon Fin, a 98% 2-star, just short of taking out that enemy Inferno Tower.
It was so close. He fell a little bit short. If only he had another healer to help keep that Queen alive. The Queen was just taking too much damage, and she got picked off. And it comes down to those final small buildings, those deep. If he had some troops over on the left side to help clean up, but now we have the leader of INTZ, Marinol, coming in, see what he can do. His first attack, he ended up going in with a Sui Lalo, only got a 2-star on that attack, or can he answer the call and get this one? But this is not going to be a Sui Lalo, but with a P.E.K.K.A smash.
P.E.K.K.A smash, the heavy-handed ground-based assault. We just saw one in the previous hit from Minigun, coming very close to getting the 3-star. Nova Mountain Doe has done a great job at trying to catch up on this percentage gain. They've actually closed the gap a bit, but they're still behind INTZ by 3 or 4 percentage here. It's up to Marinol to keep that gap as wide as possible now, trying to get a 3-star up on board, but at least being able to keep pace with their previous destruction percentage average, which has been extremely high in the mid, if not high 80s, with a 98% and a 90% hit so far from his team.
Queen is getting some nice value, still has 2 jump spells. Grand Warden's helping clear a bit of a funnel on the left side. Maybe this queen can jump in. No, the Grand Warden follows the queen, so he doesn't help out with any more of the funneling. He could have taken one balloon to help take down that mortar and the gold mine right there, but the queen is going for the wall, so he's going to try to react here. Let this queen grab the town hall. Already took care of the clan castle, and he has a rage, drops it. The Grand Warden, are these healers going to transfer? No, drops a freeze to save that Grand Warden right there.
It's the rage on the Archer Queen, the Grand Warden, and the healers. Beautiful placement there, and perfect planning from Marinol. He is going a bit slow, though. He's already halfway into this attack and has only got 28% damage. He really needs to smash in hard here with these P.E.K.K.A.s. You know, something I've noticed here, Carmen, we don't often see the bats anymore paired up with these P.E.K.K.A.s. Is there a reason why players are preferring to use lots of bowlers instead of bats?
We saw a lot less bats in the previous qualifier as well. I mean, the bats can be a little tricky. They have a very good chance to 3-star, but in these recent qualifiers, with the update that just came out with the maxed out Grand Warden at level 40 and is so strong, it's opened up attacks like Queen Charge Lalo, Queen Charge Hogs, and brought them back, and it's brought a new strategy with that Grand Warden charge kind of on certain base designs. But unfortunately, it looks like he's going to run a little bit short unless that queen is actually still up with her ability. Stone Slammer helps clear that. The Eagle does go down, drops a haste on the balloon, but we still have a multi-target Inferno up on the top side.
Heroic defense from that Wizard Tower on the left side of the map. Managed to take out quite a few bowlers on defense. Marinol trying to finish off this last remaining Inferno Tower up in the top compartment of the base, but the exterior of this base still has quite a few structures remaining. Marinol hasn't even used his queen ability yet, and with only 20 seconds left, you got to wonder if his attack was missing out on that crucial DPS. It seems he still has a chance to grab a few more structures, but time is running out. He pops the ability right as soon as she walks over the giant bomb, and it looks like those archers aren't going to be here very long, Carbon Fin.
It's going to be a time fail nonetheless. Still had that Grand Warden queen up in the P.E.K.K.A. 93% right there. Really good, but unfortunately falls short of time.
10 stars this war from INTZ. Nova Maundo has the chance to pull ahead for the win, but they might need to get a 3-star of their own. I'm not sure if it's possible for them to close that percentage gap. It's going to be very tight here, Carmen. And we'll take a quick look at the replay here and see the early stage success that Marinol had. I gotta say, for this 2-stage
TZ, which is going to be Bernal, and from Dark Looters will be JoJo23, but INTZ is going to be the first one that's going to determine the final attack for them. I'm going to be curious to see what he can come in with. He's done all Queen Charge Lalo today. His very first attack of this competition was a 3-star, and he has yet to get another, and he's looking for one to put the nail in the coffin to help INTZ to get to the finals.
Bernal says that control of his queen walk is his superpower. Let's hope for his sake that he can pull it off here today. He does have a 5-healer queen walk he's charging in here with. As you mentioned, he does have a 3-star under his belt already, but needs to be able to get another one here today to keep INTZ in contention against the Dark Looters. It's all the pressure on his shoulders right now to make it to ESL 1 Hamburg. Remember, you can buy your tickets now for that event taking place in October. Just go online and you can find out all you need on the ESL website. Bernal actually told us that if he manages to make it to the big event and wins the prize, he's going to bring it home for his mother. He's got all the thanks for her at getting him where he is today.
That would be wonderful, but he has the chance right now. This is the attack that can help decide it and maybe give them the shot to the finals, which is one step closer to the World Finals out in October for Germany. The Queen is charging it. Going to take out the Expo, the enemy king, and there is a Seeking Airmine, loses a healer unfortunately, but he still has 2 Lava Hounds and the Stone Slammer. Where are these wall breakers coming from? Look at this, uses the Rage spell. He's going to try to get through, but there's only 2 of them. He needed 1 more. The Rage was just off by 1 tile. Would have been able to open it, and the Queen goes for the wall, so nonetheless, the Queen can not only take out the Town Hall, but the Queen freezes the Queen perfectly right there, and she can take out the Town Hall. This is looking really strong, Woody.
Bernal might have lost one of his healers to that Seeking Airmine, but at least that's another Seeking Airmine that won't hit his Lava Hounds. Taking out the Tesla farm on the top left side of the map really early on is another good signal here for Bernal. He did lose his Archer Queen, unfortunately, but still has a lot of balloons left and is going in as hard as he can toward the center of this map. Eagle Artillery is pounding these aerial troops, and we still have 2 air defenses left to take down, 1 last remaining haste spell to try to finish off the rest of this base, and a multi-target Inferno already burning into this Stone Slammer. It deals a ton of damage and carries troops along with it, but I don't know if it's going to be enough, Carbon Fin.
Woody, he's got a ton of balloons in the core. That Stone Slammer still moving in, but that multi-target Inferno is taking the balloons down one at a time super quickly. That Ground Expo is not doing anything, and he has 1 more haste spell. He's going to have to use it right over this multi-target Inferno. This is going to be really close. There's those 2-point defenses at the bottom side. There they go. Moving through the cannon, going to the Archer Tower. He's looking up. He doesn't think he's going to get it. That multi-target Inferno is going to stay. If that Grand Warden can help, it takes that red airline. There he goes. He's moving in. There it is. Down goes the multi, but it goes to the cannon. Only 10 seconds left in the raid. Woody, so close.
10 seconds left, but remember, INTZ and Dark Looters were very close on overall damage. It's not the 3-star he wanted, but it's just about as close as a victory as he can get. At 92%, Dark Looters now are behind in overall average damage. INTZ in the leading spot here, just needs to hold off one more time. Let's take a quick look at the replay as we see that clutch Archer Queen taking out the enemy AQ as well as the Town Hall.
The balloons are moving in, trying to get through here. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to take down the
and continue on to the Eagle Artillery. That's what set up Hugo Stiglitz for a 3-star strike.
What a way to kick it off. It was a beautiful attack, but now we have God INTZ coming in. He has yet to try to get the 3, but he's coming in with the Queen Charge Lalo, 8 wall breakers that he's going to try to get into this base. Drops the Coco Loon to test for some Seeking Air Mines to make sure that he doesn't pull any and that he loses a healer. That is huge value right there. Drops another balloon because he believes there might be one over on the far edge that the balloon didn't actually cross. So the Queen's going to step up. I'm going to be curious to see which angle he's going to try to get these wall breakers. Maybe on that corner where that Archer Tower is, and then try to charge into the Town Hall. The King's going to be used on the top side to force the Queen into the space.
There's just so many overlapping strategies that you got to be thinking of. I'm sending in healers. Okay, I want to try to protect them with getting a balloon out in front to check for any Seeking Air Mines. I'm sending in my Archer Queen. Okay, I got to make sure that I have enough damage output from her to be able to withstand the enemy Inferno towers and everything firing away at her. Do I have enough rage spells to keep the healers on target? Are they going to stay on target and instead of wandering off onto another troop? The first stage of this attack is so crucial for God, and it looks like he's checking off all the boxes just the way he needs to. But a Lava Loon attack does not want to face off against an enemy Archer Queen or the Clan Castle. This Archer Queen from God is doing her job, but is a little bit slow going here. We're almost halfway through the raid and haven't seen the main phase of this attack begin yet.
Unfortunately, the Queen can't reach the Eagle. Look at these wall breakers. They're going to make all the difference. Can they open this core wall right here? They do. And there it is. Now the Queen can get this Eagle and potentially grab the Town Hall. If she walks on the top side, pops her Royal Cloak. And he's being super patient. Look at the clock, Woody. Only a minute, 24 seconds left in the raid. He's going to have to start the Lalo from the bottom side. There it is. He's going to have to end everything together because there's not too much in the clock.
This might be a super queen, but she's only been able to take out 1/3 of this base so far. 2/3 still remain. Stone Slammer is going to go down early as God is using Lava Hounds instead to try to protect this Loon army that he sent in. It's a beautiful balloon parade today in the arena, but Sinthe is not going to be happy to see that many massive targets coming at his troops. Remember, they are competing today to try to find the golden ticket to take them to ESL 1 Hamburg. If you want to watch the Clash of Clans World Championship, go online now to buy your tickets for the final show in October.
He's only got about 40 seconds left in this raid. Has to haste his way through. No more spells, unfortunately. And with the Queen going down on the top side, he's got so much of this base that he has to clear. And there's no more multis. There's the corner Tesla over at 9. He drops 2 balloons, takes it down. But with 25 seconds left, that Queen unfortunately couldn't clear the whole top side. He's going to time fail. It's going to come short with not enough time. And there's those buildings on the edge, but look at all these balloons just overwhelming it. Now the Grand Warden's going to get hit, but it's going to fall short. Still going to be a very high percent. A great attack from God, but it's not going to be enough in that one right there.
91% 2-star attacking against Sinthe. We saw many long stage queen charge attacks in this qualifier so far, and it always seems like that's what winds up leaving them with just 2 stars at the end when they aren't able to get the second stage of their attack started soon enough. God had a perfect read on how to crush the top side of the
Town Hall to secure that second star. Now going to God of INTZ. He's going to try to get his first 3-star of the whole competition, and he has done Queen Charge Lalo every single attack, and he's doing it again here, Woody. Let's see what he can do.
The Brazilian Barbarian with 2 Lava Hounds, a couple dozen balloons to support. No queen charge this time for INTZ. Gets a little bit of an early pull there, dragging that baby dragon out of Castle. Nice coconut loon does manage to catch a seeking air mine. I think I misspoke earlier. We actually do have a queen charge. In fact, those healers coming in now to support a queen who took a lot of damage from her early strike. She will be targeting onto the Lava Hound to take a few pop shots before the pups come out.
She's clearing the lava pups. The king still has his ability. Hopefully the healers don't switch off to the king. Usually that happens when the queen doesn't have any more damage on her, but she's got that wizard tower, she's got that expo right firing on her. But let's see, this king is going to move into the enemy queen here, and his queen is just picking off these pups one at a time. The king is down, so that's actually safe to keep the healers on her. Still has the stone slammer, the 2 lavas, and 21 balloons to fly through, and he drops the rates. The queen's actually going to loop around inside this base and should be able to pick off this eagle artillery. He's going to have to try to find a way to take the town hall down.
There's an interesting little alleyway on the inside of this base, but it's not a good place for that Archer Queen to be. She's taking fire from 3 expos now, as well as that Grand Warden shooting away at her. Her Royal Cloak will make her invisible for a little while and help give her some additional cover as she tries to take out the remaining defenses here. You got to be worried about that Town Hall activating, though, because those healers are in range. That's what's going to demand this air attack to come in as soon as possible from God in order to ensure that they're zapping onto balloons instead of the healers. Free spell goes down, and just as soon after, the Archer Queen finishes off the Town Hall. Grand Warden ability protects the balloons hovering over the Giga Bomb, and it looks like a clear shot against that first multi-target Inferno.
Very nice Grand Warden ability, which also caught the Lava Hound there to let it stay up a little bit longer. I think his queen went down to the enemy king right there. I don't think I see her up anymore. Yes, she is down. In fact, has 1 more freeze. He drops it on the multi, and I think that's a ground expo. Oh, he probably might have wanted to drop it on the air defense as well to stop some of the air defense fire shots onto the balloons flying through. Has 1 more haste, but he still has the stone slammer, and potentially there's all the balloons that come out of it. If he's able to get the perfect pathing, he might have a shot at taking this base down.
He's got a lot left to deal with. Still has an air defense firing away at him, but it looks like that is going to be it for the defenses. Finishes off those last 2 cannons and that air defense. He still has some skeletons kind of picking away at these balloons. One by one, his attackers are kind of falling to pieces here. He's on the cleanup mode just about, but is running low on time. 10 seconds left, and it looks like God is going to be able to exceed the first attack from Hugo Stiglitz in terms of overall damage, but not by a whole lot. INTZ will be leading from this first series by just about 3%, 4% overall damage.
Yeah, got that 95. Great hit.
Small advantage now for INTZ here in the second round of our best of 3, and we saw that so often in the qualifiers. There can be this momentum change if they don't really get everything going their way.
It came down to the time. We've seen it time and time again, coming down to the time, and the time fails. We've seen so many 99%. We've seen...
Take a quick look back there at that queen charge into the base. Got some unlucky drops there with those wall breakers, but still managed to pull away a 78%. There's all the momentum in the world on the side of INTZ now. They know it's a do-or-die moment for them with a 3-star already on the board. Now's their chance to cement their lead. Bernal, who was so crucial in getting them into the grand finals and had a strong strike last time, was nevertheless the weakest attack from INTZ. He really has a lot to prove now to try to demonstrate his capabilities for this this team. He's got a wall wrecker, interestingly, in his lineup. Usually we see a stone slammer with this lava balloon section. What do you think that means for this attack that he's brought a wall wrecker instead?
Well, he's going to want to try to get the wall wrecker either to charge in, but maybe he hasn't switched it. He could switch it mid-attack to a stone slammer, because I see he's using this wall breakers to actually break in. So he's actually has plenty of time to change his mind, but perfect one wall breaker to break that wall. That's incredible. He has 3 more. He's going to try to break the inner wall for that town hall, and he does. And can he open it? Look at this. He's incredible with these wall breaks, and he does open that wall right there. What a crazy wall break. It breaks 3 layers of walls to let this queen walk through. It's like a maze, and he's just dictating where the queen is going. I don't know how he can get his queen just to walk like this, Woody.
I saw another attack earlier on in this set where the wall breakers couldn't do anything near that well. Bernal is the wall breaker king right now, and I think that he's got a good shot at making it to this town hall right next. It does get activated early on here, but the queen's not going to go for it. And Seeking Airmine takes down a healer and is starting to put out some of the air in this balloon parade. Free spell on offense takes out the enemy archer queen, and we'll have her start to fire away at that clan castle. Finishes it off right as she uses her ability, but the healers are down for the count, and the archer queen has nothing left to support her. She'll move to the center of the base, where she'll finish off her amazing race.
She couldn't get the town hall, unfortunately, but sends a stone slammer now for it. Will take 4 shots from the stone slammer to take it down. The Grand Warden is flying from the right side. He knows that he doesn't have to pop this Grand Warden Eternal Tome over the Town Hall because the Stone Slammer is going to do it. Pops that Grand Warden ability early through the multi-target Inferno shots here. That Stone Slammer is about to pop, and we're going to have some balloons come out of it. Has 2 more rages, drops it right over this Eagle Artillery, and there's 1 Ground Expo. That's going to help. He's got tons of balloons. He's got another haste and another rage in the bag, but he's got a topside Archer Tower. The minions have popped should clear that one. Is he going to have enough to try to get another 3-star for INTZ?
Bing, bang, bomb. The rage and the haste spell stacked on top of each other. Get those balloons right on top of the Archer Tower. 1 more Tesla to finish off before they start their cleanup. But 15 seconds left is so short for the finishing blow here, Carbon Fin. I think he's going to be in the 90s, giving INTZ another comfortable position with a 2-star hit to win a tiebreaker if necessary against MCES. It came down to it last time, and it might very well come down to a tiebreaker again. INTZ looks strong to seal the deal if that's the case.
It seems like the second war here for them runs just perfectly and smooth. 95, 97, 100 so far. They show MCES that they might got the advantage now, but this is about a best of 3.
It is a best of 3 series. That's why we want to see the best of the best in this competition. You might not is going to be enough to force it. And here goes Solino. He wants to do it. The reins come down to him. He has 1 3-star on the day, and that was his very first attack with the Sui Lalo. So I'm curious to see what he's done. He's coming with Sui Lalo. He's coming with some hogs, some P.E.K.K.A. Smash. He's got it all. He goes ground. He goes air. He knows he's just got to at least
go anywhere.
Anything done on the base for the 2 stars.
Well, let's take a look real quick at the math for this matchup at a 90.6% average destruction relative to the 78.4 that we have over from INTZ. It looks like you just need that basic 50% hit from Solino to earn the 2nd star as well as this Town Hall. So those are the 2 things he has to get here. Town Hall and 50% is enough for a win.
That is something he's just going to be focused on here.
Maybe 61% actually. I take that back on the map.
Well,
but still, that's not a big hurdle for Solino.
No, not absolutely. He can definitely do that. The lowest he's actually ever gotten was a 77 here this weekend. So he's looking to pass that 61 mark. That's all he needs to do to force a game 3.
I'm not sweating. I'm not worried.
No, not worried at all. I think he can do it too. That wall wrecker pops early. The boulders are not going to the Town Hall. Looks like the Queen took an interesting path as well. Remember, he can't afford a 1-star, Woody. Don't jinx him.
Well, these players aren't getting jinxed very often up here on the big stage. They know exactly what they have to do to get those boxes checked off. Overall damage is now creeping up higher and higher to the 50% mark. We do have the 2-star on board now. Just need another 12%, and that'll be a win for INTZ in the 2nd set of this best of 3 match. creeping ever closer and still with plenty of P.E.K.K.A power to punch through these pathetic defenses. SONHO on a victory march through Tryhard's base has got it in the bag. There we go. 2 more buildings and he's done it. SONHO's team, INTZ, has forced a tiebreaker match versus MCES.
We could not have asked for anything better. We love seeing the death match, the final games. Everything comes down to the game number 3. We've seen it before, and that's what makes these matches the best to watch. We're gonna see the best clans competing in the game 3 in the July qualifiers to find out who's getting that golden ticket to go to Germany in October.
You'd expect nothing less from a World Championship qualifier. The grand finals pitting 2 amazing teams. MCES, a relatively unknown team, is now storming onto the field of battle. Their very first qualifier sees them in the grand finals with only 1 match separating them from the golden ticket. INTZ, returning heroes of the Brazilian Clash scene, have got another opportunity to cement their lead right now. SONHO coming dangerously close to the 3-star, in fact. He still has to reach both a gold mine and a multi-target Inferno. 6 seconds left. It looks like we're going to get another super close time fail, but still good enough for victory.
Look at that. It's about a few shots away from getting the 3, but there it is.
Forget about everything that happened before in this playoffs. INTZ setting the counters back to 0 here, evening out our series, and with that opening up the sign up basically for another round, another war.
Time fails can sometimes be devastating, but this time it's just comedy for INTZ. They start cracking up at the 99%, only needing another shot or 2 at that Inferno Tower to finish it off. We'll take another quick look at the replay from earlier on in the raid with SONHO struck at the heart of the base, finishing off that Town Hall, the key structure to earn the first star in this raid. With that in the bag, it was an easy path to victory for his team. We have 1 war left. All the wars we've seen so in this qualifier period, with a 3-star already on the board and a big lead on the average destruction. INTZ is the team to beat. They've got their eyes set on ESL 1 Hamburg, but have 3 more attacks left to do before they can put it in the bag. A quick prayer from SONHO as he prepares for the 3rd attack, entering into the mid-stage of this last war between INTZ and MCES.
SONHO has decided to come in with the P.E.K.K.A smash. 5 wall breakers, the 4 P.E.K.K.As. Hopefully you can set this final with the Baby Dragon. Nice use of the Coco de Balloon to test for some Seeking Air Mines to protect the Baby Dragon. You don't typically see a Seeking Air Mine that's all the way on the edge of the base, but you never know if it is there. These are fresh attacks, meaning you only get 1 attack on these bases. You don't know where any of the traps are, the Teslas, or what's in the clan castle. So this is huge. He's dropping the wall breakers, opens up this 1 first wall. He still has 2 more, and he opens up the 2nd wall. It was still under rage. Beautiful wall break right there.
My goodness, SONHO is unstoppable with this queen charge, making it all the way to the center of the base, taking out a multi-target Inferno, and will now pop down a mortar before retargeting a bit closer to the center. Has some skeleton trap pop out, and it looks like this queen's going to take a little bit of fire. Activates the Town Hall, unfortunately for SONHO, but still ought to be able to finish off these CC troops and move in for another killer strike. Barbarian King, meanwhile, at the bottom gets deployed along with a bowler out back to try to get a little bit of additional funneling support for this raid. P.E.K.K.A Smash, though, is the name of this attack. It is the big move coming in from the 6 o'clock position now, supported with the Grand Warden. Check out that Archer Queen Royal Cloak trying to finish off the enemy AQ. She gets the job done, Carbon Finn.
Now the Lava Hound move over to the bowlers, which is perfect, so the Queen doesn't have to get stuck on it. Wow, what a job with the Queen going there. Now the bowlers and P.E.K.K.As are stepping up on this left side, but there's no healers. Drops the heal for them to hopefully get healed up back in time. Some of the healers actually transfer off, now this Queen she's going to get stuck and move over to this Lava Hound because it's near her. Still has the Stone Slammer, going to still use this Grand Ward Internal Tome. Get ready for it. Pops the poison right in the bottom, in the actually center of this base. Pops the Eternal Tome. The P.E.K.K.A.s are moving through with this Expo and trying to get some skip value. Where is he going to drop this Stone Slammer? Queen's going to take out the multi. It's coming from your right side. We do have one haste. Potentially, we're going to see the balloons with a minion behind to help with the cleanup. And is this a possible 3? There's tons of defenses, and unfortunately, there's a whole Tesla farm.
No ability left for the Queen and no rage to help her out. She dies to a giant bomb exploding on the left compartment here. That Stone Slammer is getting awfully low in hit points. The healers are doing their best to keep this P.E.K.K.A. tank up, but the multi-inferno has burned them to a crisp. One final healer and the last remaining hit point on that P.E.K.K.A. to chop through the wall. A few more balloons to reach these top side Teslas, and there's not a whole lot left on defense. Celino looking for 3 stars, but just short on time now. It looks like it's going to be a fail on that account, but still a very impressive 2-star, north of 90%, and grabbing additional structures on his way out. 95% total. INTZ in a commanding position here.
What an attack. 95% 2-star. That was a great hit. They have now got 1 3-star, an 80% 2-star, and now putting up a 90% 2-star. We're looking at the replay with the Queen charging into this Town Hall. If he had a little bit more cleanup on the top side or somewhere, he could have got so close to